Hey everybody, it's Neil here from Post to Post. I've got a doozy for you today. We've got 99 uniforms from the NHL. Fanatics rebrand from the designer Jarowski. I'm not exactly sure how to pronounce it, but they've come up with 99 full uniform designs for us today. We're going to go through these, and we're going to have a lot of fun. I've not seen these before. You've not seen these before. Let's just jump right in, and let's get through these. We're going to kind of speed run this because there's so many. Usually we do 32. We got 99 today. Let's jump in. Starting off with Anaheim as abbreviation as we usually do, I think that we're going to have multiple per team, and what a great start here. I think the combination or the amount of the purple or the eggplant color being combined with the amount of orange is really, really good. It's not too orange overpowering. You get that really good balance with the eggplant with the purple there. Typically, I'm not a fan of rounded shoulders. If you watch the channel, you know that already. And if you're new, I like squared off shoulders, but here, this actually works quite well. I think I would prefer the decision here to go with rounded versus squared off. So a really good start overall. I like this uniform a lot. So I guess the inverse version of this, we get much less purple than we did in the home version, but this is pretty decent. This is actually pretty close to their, I guess, current or new away jersey or uniform. Obviously, it's not identical. There's lots of differences, but still, it's very similar with the recent rebranding for the Anaheim Ducks. So we like this. And then the third jersey, wow, I actually really like this a lot. You get that purple, the eggplant, as the primary color here, and then just letting the color breathe up into the shoulders. So you still get the orange in there, and you get the alternate logo as the primary logo on an alternate jersey, which is great. I love that. So yeah, actually a really good set here. I'm not sure if there's a fourth one or if we're moving on to Boston, but let's see. We're moving on to Boston. I like the gray. First impressions, I really like the gray actually in the arms and on the neck. I don't recognize that shoulder patch. It's going to make it a little bit bigger here on my screen. Yeah, I'm not sure I necessarily recognize that. I don't know where that comes from. Maybe that's a designer created logo, but yeah, I actually like the gray in here. I think that's a great little change. And the away jersey. This is really good. Yeah, I think the gray actually looks better on the away jersey here or away uniform than it does the home uniform. Honestly, nothing negative to say at all about this one. I'm curious to see the alternate. Yellow is the primary, brown as the secondary. It's Boston, original 16. Why not go retro? It's not a bad decision, just personal preference. I don't necessarily like brown used in this way. Sometimes it works for me, sometimes it doesn't. It's more of a gut feeling than anything, and I guess my gut's probably telling me that it doesn't work for me personally here. If you're going to use brown, I would maybe like to see it combined with black. So picture the alternate jersey from the Adidas years, the one with just the B on the front. If you want to maybe combine that with brown, I think that might look a little bit better, but it's all subjective. Buffalo. There's lots of striping in the middle. I'm a little conflicted because I think the Buffalo Sabres have some of the best home and away in the entire league. And that started when they went back to the Royal Blue in 2021 or whatever it was. I can't really remember 2020. But this, I think, is worse. It's not bad. I feel bad saying that it's not as good, but it doesn't mean it's bad. It's not as good as the Royal Blue that they currently have now. So I think based on that, I would say that this is a miss for me. However, it's not too bad. And then the away jersey, I think I prefer the away uniform here better than the home. I think that stripe it looks a little bit more natural in a white setting like this. Think like Florida Panthers, like their away jersey is really, really good. So is their home, but I think their away really stands out because of the stripe in the back, and you can say the same here. We don't get that from Minnesota, and we don't get that from Montreal. So it's kind of nice to see it in a white version here. And then the alternate jerseys. So we've got, I guess, a combination of a bunch of jerseys here, honestly. But the yellow is the primary on Buffalo. It's never really tickled my fancy, so I'll say that this one's a miss. Carolina, home jersey. So warning pattern still in there. No black whatsoever. We've got gray as the kind of secondary color here, or white, I guess. But, it looks fine. I think I'm missing some black, though, personally. The away jersey looks, I think, better. Yeah, that's good. That's a pretty decent looking uniform. Don't feel like I'm missing the black there, but let's move on to the alternate. There's the black. We've got a lot of black here. I think the only falter here for me is the way that the logo is colorized. I understand that there's no white in here, and that's probably intentional to meet the same kind of like. If you look at the first one, there was gray, there was red, and there was white. There wasn't any other color. Same with the away jersey. And here, there's again 3 colors. gray, black, red. There's no white. So keeping that kind of same triage of colors. And I miss the white. I do. I miss the white in here. I think I wish that specifically in the logo that it wasn't gray, that it was white, but everything else is pretty decent. Next, Columbus. Yeah, not bad at all. So very similar to the home jersey, except for we're changing the actual shade of blue. And then when that pinstripe comes down on the other side, we're not keeping it blue, we're changing it to red. That looks pretty good. You got red pants, which kind of goes in line with the Rangers. They wear red pants at home. But I like this. I actually like the color change as well. It's a more muted and desaturated blue versus than the more deeper blue that they have now. Not maybe not better, but just cool to see. It's just a little bit something different, I think. And then the away jersey, that looks really good. Maybe some confliction here with the amount of red in the middle of the jersey and the pants and not much red up top. But yeah, it's okay. And then the alternate jersey, a bit of more of a retro look with the stripes in the background and the kind of old school shoulder patch there. The C, you can kind of see there. And yeah, it's pretty good. Pretty good. Nothing negative to say. Calgary, wow. Okay, so we've gone from red to a very, very deep maroon. It almost looks like a dried blood kind of color. The change isn't necessarily bad, but I almost get like late 70s, 80s vibes from the color combination. And that might be okay in like an alternate jersey. So when I see this, I don't think home. I think maybe more alternate. Also, Blasties on the front. I personally would not want to see that as their primary logo. So when I look at this, I see alternate. It's not bad. It's a very interesting jersey, especially the pants to the socks and the transition with that kind of chevron shape into the white. I think that's really cool. But I see alternate versus home, personal preference. The away jersey, I feel pretty much the exact same. Nice jersey, nice uniform, but I would say the same. I missed like the traditional red from Calgary. And then the alternates, so I guess looking at them all, to me, I would see this as more so a home jersey. If we're going to change the color, I'd want to say stay just a little bit more traditional, maybe not go super modern with home and away for Calgary, but again, personal preference. Okay, the Blackhawks. Total logo switch up here, more so of a military look than anything else. I think that, well, I'm on the fence that I don't personally find that logo offensive. I don't necessarily think that it needs to change their primary logo currently. So I would maybe always want to see that logo. However, I can completely understand the other side of the coin where if that does impact someone negatively and it does offend them, they would want to see that changed. I don't think that's necessarily the wrong opinion. It's just not the opinion that I personally hold. I would like to see the traditional Blackhawks logo probably forever. And I think I don't necessarily see a world where the Blackhawks would wear this over the primary. That looks like a shoulder patch more so than anything. So it's a decent uniform, but I think not the direction that I would go personally. And the away uniform looks pretty good here. Nothing really negative to say about that. Good inverse. And then the alternate jersey. So absolutely no original logo at all in the lineup here from this designer. And just put on red there. It looks good. Really nothing negative to say. Ooh, the Colorado Avalanche. This is a little bit spicy, isn't it? So the logo based on the Colorado Rockies, based on the alternate jersey here, a little bit alternate logo, and that has been it's a little spicy. It's more angular, but still looks retro. The yellow introduction in here in this is great. I really like this quite a bit actually. It's very similar to the Blasty jersey that we saw, the arms. Specifically, the white kind of angled swatch that holds the numbers. I think it looks better here. I actually really like this uniform overall. This is a pretty cool total rebranding here from Colorado. I like it. And then the away jersey, the away uniform, that is fantastic. I really like that a lot. I love the yellow in there. That's maybe not something that I would personally do, but after seeing it, yeah, it looks really good. I like this a lot. And then the alternate jersey, something just a little bit more classic, more simple shoulders, more simple striping, and that looks good. Yeah, honestly, nothing to say. It's probably my favorite so far, actually. Both of these, or all three of these jerseys, rather. Dallas, yeah, not bad. I think I would personally go a little bit more retro than that, maybe a more desaturated green, not something as modern in the neck, but it looks pretty good. The away jersey, I think, looks better. It's more different than anything that we have right now. The previous jersey that we just looked at, it's very close to the kind of that neon jersey that everyone loves, and so do I. But this white version, that's not something that we necessarily have yet or anything similar. So to see it as a concept is like, yeah, okay, I think I like that more just because it's maybe more new. But yeah, it's good. And the alternate jersey, so we've got the star kind of design with the black shoulders. The shoulders look quite modern just because it's you get that neon aspect with the logo on there. I'm a bit torn. I like the design, but it does feel like maybe too much of a combination between modern and classic. Detroit. Okay, so lots of white shoulders happening here. That's the big transition. It's pretty good. I like the Detroit current home and away, but this is good. The away, yeah, that looks good as well. Really nothing, like even the ones that I didn't necessarily love, maybe like the Buffalo one, it wasn't bad. There's been no serious misses so far in this entire video by this designer, so really good concept so far overall. Alternate jersey, I was hoping it was going to be black. We do have the black, and we've got that kind of classic Detroit D that's in there. Yeah, I mean, this is a pretty good alternate. I think that would look good on the ice. Moving on to the Edmonton Oilers as we kind of speed run this, and this is exactly what I would probably expect. The alternate logo on the shoulders, I can understand what it is. It's kind of a combination between like an oil drop that's a little bit, a little bit playful, and also makes up the E for Edmonton. It almost looks like when you order coffee and they do the funky design on the top and the froth, you look down on it and you see kind of that pattern. I get that kind of vibe. It looks like the top of a coffee cup that has like a design in it or something. So I'd prefer maybe just what they have now, or just maybe something else, maybe something a little bit more rigid and less playful than this. But this is exactly what I would expect. So, good decision here. The away jersey is, the inverse of that. Not really much to say here. That looks good. The alternate jersey. So, yeah, like the cog kind of thematic is great for the Oilers. We do like that, or most people like that. And you kind of get that kind of metal girder structure pattern in the arms. That's okay as well. However, I think that the Edmonton Oilers Reverse Retro 2.0 jersey, the original cog jersey, are both better than this. This isn't bad. I just think there's ones that currently exist or have existed that look better. The Florida Panthers, look at the blue in there. No red, actually. No red. We got the blue. We got the yellow. We got two shades of blue. So that's pretty neat. I think I would personally miss the red a little bit, so I'm a little sad that it's not in there. Obviously, it's in the logo a little bit, but not nowhere else in the uniform. But this does look good. I really like it. And then the away jersey, away uniform, that looks good as well. Really nothing negative to say, even though it doesn't have any red. This is a fantastic uniform, both home and away. Alternate, no red again, but we got a little bit more spice. We got the sundial kind of pattern in there. I think that's a really good decision. I like that the blue shoulders, that deeper blue, contrasts and matches well with the middle of the uniform. We've got the blue pants and the blue gloves. That looks good. Oh, the LA Kings. This is not the direction that I would have gone, but it does look really good. You've got a very saturated red. It's approaching like the kind of pink. It's in between pink and red. It's a very pretty color. Matched with the yellow and the white, looks very good. I think it's totally unique in the NHL. So just from that aspect, I really like it. My favorite logo on there. So yeah, this is really cool. The away uniform looks good. I think I prefer the home one, just because we get so much of that rich, nice color. But this one is nice as well. What's the alternate got for us? There we go. We've got the classic with the purple, with the gold, and some off-white, not white, off-white. That looks fantastic. I really like that quite a bit. So yeah, big fan of this set from LA. Minnesota. Is that a gradient that I see in there? It looks like a bit of a gradient in the bottom of the jersey. It does not look bad. I think Minnesota does have one of the nicer home jerseys. However, this is very nice as well. I do like this quite a bit. I like the amount of yellow that's in here. Let's move on. The away uniform looks as good. I think I really like that as well. We've got off-white in the logo and then off-white in the logo on the shoulders. So that's good. And then, wow, the alternate uniform here. We've gone full Northern Lights with a staged gradient striping in the arm and the bottom of the jersey and the socks, and then a fluid gradient in the logo in the middle and on the shoulders. So, and in the lace as well, staged gradient in the laces. Just notice that. That's very cool. I would love to see an actual team do this, whether it's Florida, whether it's Minnesota, or the Winnipeg Jets, something like that. It'd be really cool to see something like that. Montreal Canadiens with the fleur-de-lis in there, or fleur-de-lis, however you want to say it, and the socks as well. It's giving me like wallpaper vibes a little bit, so I'm kind of on the fence. I like that it's in there. I think it does look good, and I think it would look good up close, but it's almost a little bit too repetitive. It looks a bit like wallpaper, so I don't know, I'm on the fence. The away, I'm actually okay with it on the away jersey, because I would love to see that stripe come back into the lineup for the Montreal Canadiens. We'd have to go back, almost 80 years since the Montreal Canadiens did that in away uniform or away jersey. But so, yeah, I like this quite a bit more than the home jersey. and I don't mind the pattern that's in there, so we like that. And then the alternate jersey, that's actually really cool. That's a very nice retro jersey, a very dark, desaturated blue, a very dark, deep red with the pants, the socks, the gloves, everything, and then using off-white instead of white. That's fantastic. I really like that a lot. Okay, we've got a bit... Sorry, I wasn't expecting this. I wasn't looking at the file names as I go. This is a potential Heritage Classic matchup. Toronto, Ontario is where the game is going to be taking place. And we've got the Montreal Canadiens versus the Toronto Maple Leafs. And I absolutely love the decision to not go dark and white or dark and light. We've got dark and dark. We've got the red for the Montreal Canadiens and off-white and brown. We've got the blue for the Toronto Maple Leafs, off-white and brown. That is fantastic. It would not be hard to differentiate watching this on TV or in person. I wish that the NHL would do this more. Teams would do this more. Fantastic jerseys and uniform. Fantastic. Both sides. I actually love this. This is a great, kind of like mock matchup. This is great. Moving on to, I guess, another one. Stadium Series. Ohio Stadium. Is that Detroit? Or is that Nashville? Okay, I don't necessarily understand the decision for the colors with Detroit here. It's not the Lions colors. I don't know. I have no idea. I'm not familiar with where those colors are pulled from. It does look pretty good though. On the right-hand side of the Columbus Blue Jackets, yeah, it looks pretty decent. I would expect maybe something a little bit more modern for both jerseys. If you look on the left with the Detroit, well, that's kind of the Winter Classic logo, and the striping's relatively generic, so it's not necessarily Stadium Series. And on the right with the Columbus, you could kind of say the same thing. The striping's relatively generic. It's kind of laid back. Stadium Series, we're expecting something a little bit more super modern. So I would say maybe the thematic for both is a bit of a miss, but really interesting. And then the Winter Classic. Okay, so St. Louis versus Chicago, the most overplayed Winter Classic matchup I think there's ever been. But the Chicago uniform is really good. The St. Louis one, I think the yellow doesn't contrast nicely with the white on the back of the jersey. I think we need some more blue stroke or more blue backing or something just to kind of make that logo pop. But, it's pretty nice overall. Moving on. Okay, back to the teams. We've got New Jersey. Yeah, we've seen very similar concepts to this. Nothing bad to say here. It's decent. The away uniform, relatively the same. Nothing really negative to say here. It's average. And then the alternate jersey is just kind of a variation of the jersey that most people don't like. Some people do. I'm on the fence. I don't really like it, so I'd like to see something different. Nashville. Okay, we've got a new logo. Blue is the primary color, which is nice. That's actually a pretty cool logo. Kind of a combination or interpretation taken from the state flag and kind of put into the logo. That's actually really neat. I like that. I like this more than not necessarily the logo. The logo is really cool, but I like their current logo. But I like the uniform more than what they use now. And the away version of this looks pretty good too. Alternate jersey. Okay, Winter Classic logo. Yellow is the primary with a lot of blue in there. That's exactly what I want from Nashville. You can keep the yellow if you want as the primary color. Just give me more blue. You get the blue stripe in the background. Looks great. Blue gloves, blue pants, a little bit more blue striping the bottom of the jersey. Yeah, it's good. The Islanders. Orange is the primary for the home here. We've got the 4 notches for the Stanley Cups. Blue pants. Everything contrasts nicely. It's pretty good. And the away jersey here, that's really good. This reminds me of like mid-2000s a bit, Islanders, or maybe early 2010s, something like that. And then the alternate jersey, you've got the Fisherman waves going absolutely ham here. The frequency of that wave is pretty high. I would like to see it come down a little bit more. Maybe just more of like a subtle wave. Cool socks, though. They're really cool socks, but decent. And then the Rangers, predictable, I guess we could say. We've seen lots of concepts like this. Nice gloves. I actually really like the gloves a lot. But yeah, Lady Liberty's the primary logo. I'd be a favor of that and a fan of that. Wow, can't even talk. The away version looks as good as the home. That looks good. And the alternates. Ooh, okay. So to me, this is risky, but it kind of works. I typically don't like kind of split jerseys at an angle like that, but this is likely the best version of one of those that I've seen. So I can't really complain too much. It's wonky. It's very Stadium Series to me when I see it's just Stadium Series all over here. Moving on to the Ottawa Senators. Yeah, it's very retro. It's pretty decent. I think I would prefer maybe different socks. Maybe top of the socks to be black, bottom to be red or something. I think there's maybe I feel like there's too much white at the bottom of the socks or something, but Yeah, it's okay overall. I think I like what they use now more. The away is decent. I would actually like to see like an alternate uniform like this, something retro but something still different. That'd be pretty cool. And then the alternate. Well, speaking of alternates, this is like the perfect alternate that I would choose for the Ottawa Senators. They have had the 100 Classic against Montreal in 2017. They had the Heritage Classic. I can't remember who they played, Vancouver maybe or something. I can't remember. Around like 2012, 2013. And they had a variation of this jersey. So two similar jerseys, but nothing quite like this that I can think of. I think they did have a jersey like this or an alternate jersey at some point. I remember Neil wearing it. But anyways, I like this a lot. That's what I'm trying to say. I like this. Like, there's nothing I would change about this. I like it. Philadelphia Flyers. Okay, pretty decent. Yeah, nothing to complain about here. I like the orange just kind of breathes up into the shoulders. That's nice. The away jersey is as nice. Yeah, nice looking uniform here. We like that. And then the alternate jersey, looking some little bit of Anaheim Ducks vibes happening here. If you switched out the logo and put a Ducks logo in there, you might be a little confused. But yeah, this looks pretty decent. Moving on to the Pittsburgh Penguins. Yeah, Penguins are always tough with me. I will always prefer yellow not as their primary color. I'd like black. Like if you made the shoulders yellow, if you just basically swap the colors, I think I would like this a bit more. It looks okay. This looks much better in my opinion. The away uniform, yeah, this looks really good actually. I don't think I would change anything about this. Maybe just a home version. Wow, the alternate. A gradient in the shoulders from yellow to blue, as well as a gradient in the middle of the jersey from blue to yellow and then back to blue on the other side. That is bold. I love the blue. I like the logo. I like the stripe in the background, the transition that bleeds out from the logo into the stripe with those lines. The darker blue contrasts nicely with the yellow and with the lighter blue. But I think I'm a rare L on the gradient for me personally. I don't think the gradient necessarily works here, so I'd say no there. Seattle home jersey. I like the green that's in there. That's nice, but missing the red from the eye. I'd like to see that back in there. But yeah, pretty decent jersey. The away, also pretty decent. Nothing negative to say about this one. And then the alternate. It's a bit of a Winter Classic take on this, and I think that looks pretty good. Again, maybe missing some red in there. I really like that little, just that spooky little red that's in there. That's nice. San Jose, gradient. Okay, I'm okay with this gradient for sure. In the socks and in the jersey, we've got the darker kind of teal or green, making up like the depths of the possible ocean, and then kind of gradiating up into the like the top of the water basically, where it's a little bit lighter and a little bit easier to see the sharks. So yeah, that's pretty cool. I like this. The away, that looks nice. I like the gray that's in there actually. I like the gray a lot. I love the logo. That's awesome. Yeah. All right, moving on to the alternate. Ooh, that is very sleek. Very, very sleek. Yep, we do like that quite a bit. All right, let's move on. Yes, we like this a lot as well. I don't know why I keep saying we, but I like this. The blue in here is very nice. The fleur-de-lis on the shoulder. The logo looks good on there. We've got the inverse logo on the pants. That looks good. Away jersey looks really good. The pants and the gloves being the same dark blue is good. Contrast nicely with the helmet as well. So yeah, good mix there. Alternate, yes, we've got the logo from the Reebok alternate jersey from like 2012, 13, 14, around there. Looks good on here, recolorized it a little bit. Yeah, nothing negative to say about any of the St. Louis jerseys. Whoa, okay. So we've got a gradient in the bottom of the socks, the bottom of the sleeves of this Tampa jersey are uniform. Too much gray in my opinion. I like the gray, but we've got too much of it. Make the helmet black, make the pants black, make the gloves black, and I think we're talking. I think there's just too much gray here at the moment. It looks a little bit like a practice uniform. Moving on to the away jersey. This is a little bit better, but still gives me practice jersey or practice uniform vibes. Wow, the alternate goes hard. This is very like, it's not mid-90s Tampa, but if it was and it came back, like not if it was, but if you told me, if I wasn't watching hockey in the 90s and this came out and you were like, yeah, this, they wore this in the 90s, I'd be like, yeah, I can tell. So I would say it kind of does work actually. I like it. All right, moving on. We've got the Toronto Maple Leafs, and yes, two shades of blue with that lighter blue. That's a very like ice blue. I like that quite a bit. Yeah, big fan of that actually. Like this a lot. The away version, also pretty good. We like that. Why do I keep saying we? I don't know what's wrong with me. That looks good. I like that. Moving on to the alternate. Wow. Absolutely adore this uniform. The subtle logo in the arms on the sleeves is very, very good. The contrast, the specific shade of blue chosen here to contrast with the off-white and with that specific shade of brown, to me, this is a pinnacle jersey. Like, I would love to see that jersey exist. That would sell so well. Wow, that's really good. This is a fantastic uniform. I like this a lot. This is maybe my favorite so far of any of the of what we've seen so far today. This is really good. The Colorado ones were nice too. I'll have to go back and look, but yeah, this is awesome. Okay, the Utah Swarm. That took me for a shock because I looked at the uniform and didn't know what team I was looking at. Had to look down. The Utah Swarm, like the bee kind of hive texture, the honeycomb texture in the sleeves. That's nice. The red is the primary color, comboed with the blue and with the yellow is nice. A little bit Florida Panthers, but still very nice. The away looks very good. Again, Florida Panthers vibes heavy for me on this one. Let's see the alternates. Wow, that is awesome. I think this is wonderful. I really like this a lot. Just been sitting here looking at it, and yeah, there's nothing I'd change. This is really, really cool. I like this a lot. Very, very modern. Vancouver Canucks. Green is the primary. I actually like to see this. I think that would be pretty cool. Green helmet contrasts nicely. Good amount of green overall. Good amount of blue overall. So good here. And then the away jersey looks pretty good. Yeah, maybe a little bit too hard on the pattern, I feel, in this one. But yeah, overall, looks good. And then the alternate jersey. Absolutely. We've seen very similar concepts to this, both uniform and jersey. And it's always looked pretty good, and it does look good here. Absolutely nothing I'd change. It looks good. Okay, so Vegas, very similar to their home jersey here. Nothing much to say, but it looks good. Away, very similar as well. Not definitely more different than the home jersey, but this looks good. Yeah, nothing negative to say. And then the alternate, black is the primary all throughout, and it would match quite well with home and away. So don't really have anything negative to say about this one either. The Winnipeg Jets, yes. I mean, they're very close to the Reverse Retro 2.0 inverse version of this, but it would play very nicely into a rebrand because they desperately need it, in my opinion. So, yeah, would love to see exactly this almost pretty much. And then the away, a little bit torn here personally. We've got lighter blue as the pants, but darker blue up on top of the shoulders. So we've got maybe some weighting issues in terms of color. I'd like to see darker blue pants or lighter blue shoulders, just kind of keep that secondary color the same percentage, or higher percentage rather. But it looks good. Alternate jersey, wow. White pants, I would say no for me. Either make them black or make them gray. There's too much white in the middle. But the jersey itself is pretty great, actually. It's a bit of a take between the previous alternate light blue and the Reverse Retro 1.0. So yeah, that looks good. Let's move on to the Capitals. And I would not go this direction as a primary home jersey. Speaking from a logo perspective, I would not do this as an alternate, sure, but not as a home jersey. Let's see the away. Definitely looks better in the away version of the uniform, but I still wouldn't go that direction. Let's see the alternate. Alternate with the Screaming Eagle. Not the best Screaming Eagle that I've seen, but pretty good. That was actually our last one, so we plowed through 99 of them, or I guess there was some Heritage and Stadium Series matchups, so maybe they're actually more than 99 uniforms overall, but I got to go back to the Colorado ones just for a peek. Yeah, I've just been spending a couple of minutes here going through all of them again. I'll put the Colorado one back up just for an honorable shout out. Both the home and the away, both of those were absolutely fantastic. I do want to give an honorable shout out to LA as well. That one was very nice, both the home and the away. And then I think the Toronto Maple Leafs alternate uniform, I think is going to be my favorite. It's just completely different than we've got from Toronto in the past, but it shouldn't feel like that. Like, this should be something that could have existed in the past or will exist soon in a retro aspect because it's so good. It's different, but it looks right. That, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. I would not change anything about this. I think this would sell very well in terms of a jersey. I think it would go down as one of the best uniforms in Toronto Maple Leaf history, and I think it's one of the best usages of brown that I've ever seen. So absolutely fantastic. I think this is literally perfect. So great job, Jarowski Designs. I'm not exactly sure how to pronounce that name, but thank you so much for sending in all of those uniforms. That's fantastic. That was an absolutely legendary move to send in all those. A complete rebranding of the NHL's uniforms in the Fanatics years. Home, away, and alternate for every single team, plus some specialty matchups. This was a fun video for me to make. I love looking at uniforms, and when you throw 99 at me for the full rebrand from the NHL, that's a good day for me. I hope it was a good day for you. I hope you did enjoy the video, and if you did, please leave a thumbs up down below. That helps me out quite a bit. And if you're new to the channel and you want to see videos like this, we do it every single Friday, so make sure you hit the subscribe button down below. And I hope you guys have a great start to your weekend, and we'll talk to you very soon. Adios.